All right. Good morning. Good morning. That is a Rise and Shine, one of the videos I listen to on Pep Talk. But 6 o'clock, come on, we get up at 4:45. Anyway, take a look at disclosure. Let's get to it. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's 6:30 Club. I tell you guys every morning, how do you get the process going? How do you get your mind right? It's different for everyone. For me, I'm up at 4:45. I'm looking at what's happening overseas. I'm looking into news. I'm in my sauna doing about 30 minutes of maybe 300 reps with 15-pound weights. And then by the time I've sweat out 2-3 pounds of water, I've already rehearsed in my head what I have to do. And then I go in my ice barrel, meditate a little bit. I watch Cadence kind of run around a little bit. The birds chirp, and then boom, in the car at 6 o'clock, get my iced coffee, and then we're ready to roll. So at this point, let's take a quick look. Take a look at the SPYs. The SPYs are right there. That is your upper bull flag. That is your backbone of the market. That is your active sequence. I'm just logging in somewhere else so it could show a few different things here. And here we are today. So some people, are a little upset. They're like, oh my God, I missed this, I missed that. I've been short, I've been this, I've been scared. Guess what? Get over it. Whose fault is it? Is it your fault or is it the market's fault? Is it your fault you don't know how to use moving averages? Is it your fault that maybe you sold too early or you got too short or you listened to some bozo on TV who plays a trader? I don't know. Maybe it is your fault. So when you finally say, hey, it's my fault, maybe you'll make some changes. At this point, you look at the SPYs right now and you'll see that we've had pretty much an active sequence since right here, since May 3rd. We've been above the 8-day moving average, trending along with lots of things to do. Different mega cap tech stocks making new all-time highs, different stocks, igniting, different day ones going, into motion to then, give you day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So look for them and find them and figure out how you're going to work on your process and make you some money. Anyway, let me say some quick hellos to my dogs around the world. Who do we got here? We got Ryan Bernhoff from North Dakota. What up? We got Ali. Hey, Ali's here every day. It's good to see you. What's up, Thab? What up, Dan? What up, OB Dweller? Always positive from Sarasota. We got Sully in the house, EK. We got Glenn Snowgrass. We got Sam. What's up, Bewell from Austin? All right, everyone's getting their game on. So at this point, everyone kind of knows what's going on, where the focus is, and it was Nvidia. Nvidia's been the focus for a year or two. There's been so much to do there. Nvidia's been my favorite stock to trade, front and center, daily, actively, options. My firm loves to, talk about Nvidia as far as, the gap trade, the this, the that, just trying to, that's what they do. I'm here to provide the content and trade. Everyone else, package it and sell it. I'm just being real with you guys. You guys tune in at 6:30. You're not paying a dime. You just, trying to figure it out and connect the dots and make a living for your family also. So anyway, what's Nvidia doing? All right, let's go to Nvidia. Nvidia is, up right now, right around the 1,013. Okay, so if you look at Nvidia, it's up 63 points. We talked about the 7.5% move, which is what the options guys are playing for. It did hit 1023 last night. So I was sitting here last night with the Alpha team trading, and we mentioned and focused on what number, 974. In order to get to 1,000 or 1,013, what did it have to get through? 974. There were 2 or 3 different trades there. You could have done the first trade, when it went through 974, it went to I think 998. And then came back in and gave you the 974 again, and then wound up building above it. And all in all, here we are at 1013. Okay, I have 1,000 by 1,050 call spread. Not quite sure how it's going to go. That's a problem with earnings sometimes. The stock could be up 60 points. I could be trying to be in an option play, and then PS, you make peanuts. But if you were wrong, you lost it all. Sometimes it happens that way. We'll see what happens today. The question now is how much of today's gap holds? Can it put a low in the first 5 minutes and trend all day and buy versus that and then be in a swing trade for multiple weeks? Maybe. If you remember here, remember this was the last quarter. It was a little different because it came in for 3 days, gapped above 746. We were long versus 746. Then if you remember, it hit 823, which was a nice move. Came in, created a nice bull flag above the 8-day and gave you that move to 974, which is over here. So for today, the question is, how much of today holds, which we don't know yet. It's 6:37 in the morning. That's why you put together multiple plans in your head. So I'm hoping I could hold this call spread through Friday, let it trend up and max out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to manage it. I'm also going to figure out how I could buy this stock, versus a level and try and turn it into somewhat of a swing trade. Yesterday I made a lot of money after hours. I don't really trade well after hours, but guess what? Yeah, Nvidia is this year's Tesla. Tesla 2 years ago did this. Now Nvidia's been doing for a year or two. And prior to that, Apple was that stock. So you always got to find that stock. So yesterday after hours, we did do pretty well, which I'm happy about. And now we'll see how much of today's gap holds and try and trade against it. So this is one situation. We'll see how it goes. The other one is, to me, is AMD. Can AMD get above and stay above 169.72? We've had a decent move in AMD since the red dog reversal down here. Give you your first move up, made a higher low, another red dog reversal. Then it broke this downtrend a week ago. Remember, CPI day, I had to go to the city and get a test. And now here we are, 169.72. So where is AMD right now? AMD is above it. So we'll see what happens there. Guys were asking me how could they be in a trade that might be a little bit easier than Nvidia with premium wise. So we were buying the 170 calls a few times earlier in the week when the stock was closer to 165, and that's going to do well. So those are two things that I focused on for Nvidia, and took some time. Anyway, with that being said, Ben Berger, yeah, you get some demerits. You're a little late, but you could watch it back. It's no big deal. I won't hold it against you. So then all of a sudden, what else could, we make money on today? Well, let's see. So far, AVGO has also been a really good trade. Look at this bull flag. Guys are in options. Guys have been in the stock for a while. This looks like it's going to get above and stay above 1445. Nice bull flag to the upside. All right, so that's another one. What's ARM doing? Let's see. What is ARM doing? ARM. Up 4. I was going to buy the $120 calls, but I guess wouldn't have mattered much anyway. ARM, if you take a look here, this is your level. This is what? This is 118.50. If this is going to make you feel like you missed something, it's going to have to get above 118.50. Anyway, with that being said, so sometimes you can't focus on them all. You got to focus on the ones that are in your go-to list, because if you focus on too many stocks, you're not going to be able to see anything. You're going to be throwing shit against the wall, and chances are you're not going to know when you get your little signal to add to. Yeah, SMCI is up 50. That's true. That is true, my friend. But again, this is crazy, a little loose and wide. Had to close in the dead lows in order to be up 40. So that's kind of cute. What's this level here? This is 9/11. Ooh, I don't like 9/11. We all know what happened on 9/11, those bastards. Anyway, so it's been a long time already. I feel old. Anyone live in the city when 9/11 happened? I lived in the city. I saw the second plane fly right over my head. I was on 5th Avenue. That was crazy. And then I lived on 2nd Avenue and saw the crazy trucks getting debris out every day, with a lot of my friends walking around with pictures of their dead fathers. What a fucking crazy time. You know what? And then guess what we did? We went and we killed 400,000 Iraq, Afghanistan, and guys, because of that. Same way, what happened when they bombed Pearl Harbor, right? Well, they killed 2,200 people in Pearl Harbor. What do? We dropped a friggin' bomb, killed 150,000 people in a day, 2 million people over a few years. So not to talk politics, they want to give Israel a hard time for them, coming in, killing 1,400, taking hostages. Very precise counteroffensive. But anyway, we won't talk about that. People should be friggin' going to school, not protesting, and not going there and riling people up. And if you want to, say something about what I just said, I'm going to block your ass. Anyway, let's continue. So that's 9/11 there. What do I think about other, names? I think Meta is interesting. Meta right now, it's been lagging. They didn't like the fact that they're spending on AI, but at this point, you look at Meta. Meta's done a whole lot of nothing, for a while now. It's been hard to trade. This was your last gap up. It went to 530. This was your pro gap that wound up getting filled. This was a good trade for a lot of people, as it got above 446 and went up here. Anyway, with that being said, it tried to go yesterday. So what did I do? I bought some 485 calls. I did it for this week, which isn't going to work, and then I did it for next week. So now I'd like to see this get above 473 and hold it. 473 is, is yesterday's high. In order for this thing to start something better than it's done and get above these moving averages, it's got to get above 473 and stay. Lately, buying strength in Meta hasn't really worked. We'll see what happens there. Shop is broken. Pfizer's been a good trade, Jim. A lot of people have been in Pfizer. Look at that. Pfizer got, came back from the dead. Gave you, a decent move. I'd watch resistance right there. Hopefully, if you were trading Pfizer, you took it when it cleared this spot right there. And now we'll see what goes on. I'm personally in Lilly. I like this. I like Lilly. Lilly, it's got a little bit more bang for the buck when it moves. This was the first trade I did to start the year in power plays at 587. Then it's been going sideways now, literally for, since February. Now it did break above 816 and it's holding it. If you remember, we were buying options in here, accumulating. There are a lot of different kinds of trade. There's an accumulation trade, and then there's a breakout trade that, that kind of has to need to go and hold. So right now it's holding above 791, probably building a decent bull flag. And I would think that this thing heads to 850 or more. So I'm still in some calls, and we'll see how the stock, navigates. There's a lot of players out there, but SOUN, I don't know if these little ones are going to have any, do anything, to be honest. Last time the little ones that, that Nvidia invested in gave you moves, okay, and then it broke right there and it hasn't done a whole hell of a lot. So I'd rather see you trade the real names, trade freaking Nvidia, trade AMD, trade SMCI, trade AVGO, trade ARM. If you're looking for a dollar in a dream, chances are you might make once or twice, but you're going to lose that many times. So, but it's up to you. Oh, I'm in a mood today. I will tell you that. So, it's funny how it's got to be all or nothing. I was just talking to my friend Pete, the way these computers are programming, right? JP Morgan was in a crazy trend, just grinding along, and then that has to happen. Not just like one day or a few days, and then like literally boom. That's the way the computers are programmed. So you don't want to start shorting something too fast or buying something too fast, because these computers can make it very painful on you. So don't be buying or selling stock in no man's land. Know those precise points. And then you had a little bit of a retracement, came right into here, a little red dog reversal. We'll see what happens here with the banks. I know, the metals were sold pretty hard yesterday, but at this point, you see the size of the move. It happens. So with that being said, your time to have been in gold again was right here at this red dog reversal, 211-ish, consolidated, and then unfortunately it felt like it was going to be hanging here, going sideways to take out 225, and then that happens. All right, that was a little sneaky. You know what sneaky happens? Snow. Yeah, Daniel, I'm in another thing, but it's kind of cute. I have snow options, but chances are, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to make money on them. I was looking at snow. Snow has been, from 200 down to here. To me, this looked like a nice setup. You had a little bit of like almost like an inverse head and shoulders pattern where you can go left shoulder, head, right shoulder. To me, this was kind of like the neckline. So I did buy a call spread. We'll see what happens here on snow. We'll see. This was your gap to the downside, and then it continued. Maybe we get a little gap to the upside and we get a better sequence on snow. But it's a broken name, and broken names stay broken for some time. Oh, Microsoft, you're making good money. Great. Microsoft has been a great stock for me. Hopefully it's been a great stock for you. I know when they piece off those videos, basically what they do is so there's this guy on the West Coast, or actually I think he's in Europe, who takes this 20-minute video and then carves out a few different names for a minute. And then sometimes if they can't get under a minute, they make it look like I'm on, hyper caffeine to get it in on a minute, and I think a lot of people have made really good money with Microsoft, which is great. Microsoft's been awesome. Microsoft's trended higher. Microsoft gave you so many different ways in. So if you're still in Microsoft, congratulations. Just make sure to trim and trail. Looks like it could continue. This also just broke out of a 4-month channel. So you don't want to be shorting stocks that break out of a 4-month channel. Anyway, AFRM I don't really care about. Ideas on trading Nvidia into the split. So I'll leave you at that because it's 647. So what I'm thinking is June 10th is the day that it's supposed to split. I would think 974. It should not come back and retest. For me, I want to see how much of today's gap holds. We're sitting here at 1,015. I'd like maybe it comes into like 1,000 tests. It comes off it. I'd like to buy that verse, and I would think we hold the majority of today's gap. I don't see why we wouldn't trend up to like 1,100 plus into the split. So we'll see how that goes. But either which way, I'm hoping we could see a 1050 by tomorrow's close, so I get maxed out on my call spread. But then I also have to figure out a way, to re-engage the stock. I made good money after hours, but I'm not in it right now, and it's actually starting to push up a little bit. We'll see if AMD holds 170, and this has been such an awesome stock, an awesome trade, to be for an investor, for a trader, and you got to find those. These type of vehicles happen every few years, and you have to stay with them, nurture the sequence, get comfortable, learn them. Same thing we did with Tesla, and Tesla's been broken. I've been trying to not to trade Tesla since December, and they friggin' begged me again in Tesla. I made a lot of money in Tesla 2 days ago. Okay, thinking, hey, maybe we get some upside follow through. And then PS, I took some home and the stock just traded like, sugar honey iced tea. You know what that is? And it's still just here. Bottom line is, look where Tesla is in the scheme of the markets. Stock market right now is making an all-time high. Tesla's down here doing a whole lot of nothing. It should not be a focus. Read the damn book, Who Moved My Cheese? Tesla's been moved in friggin' moldy cheese for literally ever since here, unless you there were a few trades. Listen, we had an earnings trade that was good for for options, and then it never broke this. So if you're still in Tesla, it's like, hey, I bought it the day after earnings. I used your pro earnings gap trade. I'm not massaging it. Hey, you're still up some money. Great. Either which way, trading wise, it's been a pain in the butt. And if you're stuck trading these meme names again, 2 days they gave you action. You could look at them because it's always funny, like, holy cow, GME, I could have bought it at 18 and was up above 65 over at night. You hit the lottery, but you only hit the lottery once every few years, if that, if you're lucky. But I'd rather you make money every day with names that move, that are reliable, that play by the rules, not just flashes in the pan. So with that being said, good luck today, my dogs. It's 6:49. It's Thursday. Don't be upset and count all the money you didn't make because you didn't put the trade on. Look at the trade that's potentially in front of you. Net some money. You don't have to be in everything to make a living, but you better be disciplined. You better have a process and a routine. Otherwise, you're not going to be sitting at your desk much longer. You'll be looking for something else to do. And if you could figure out trading, you could do it anywhere in the world. And at times you can make a lot of money. And there's nothing better. It provides you the freedom to figure out everything else you want to do that makes you happy. And figuring out what makes you happy is what feeds the brain, which keeps you positive, which, has you be able to execute on your X's and O's with some confidence. Because if you can't do that, the X's and O's mean nothing. And if you can't be happy, life means nothing. So, we all have a lot to work on and a lot to evolve and do. So, start it today. Day one, instead of one day. I like that much better. Good luck today.